Dear Dad, if you don't have anything, the one thing you do have is the audacity. The audacity to believe that you have the right to make me feel this way. The audacity to believe that you are right. The audacity to believe that I was not loyal and faithful to you as a daughter. You have the audacity to believe lies told about me. You have the audacity to lie to me, to my face. You have the audacity to allow me and my mother to be disrespected by the women in your life. You have the audacity to disown me. You have the audacity to say I tried to kill you, when I have been nothing but faithful and loyal and respectful and a good daughter to you. You spent more time in jail than we had one-on-ones, and you somehow think you have the right to make me feel this way. You have chosen the street life over your family so many times, and that's why you're sitting where you are now. I'm really hurt. I'm tired of crying over you. I've been crying over you for my whole life. 10 plus years. You weren't here. You weren't here, and I had to be alone, and I got abused and hurt and touched by different men that were around me because you weren't here, because they knew my father was absent. They knew my father couldn't do anything because my father was in jail. One thing you taught me, one of the only things you taught me besides how to do push-ups, was to be loyal. And you can't even do that. It's a matter of common sense at this point. Who really has your side or not? Who has your best intentions versus who doesn't? I'm the closest child you have to you. My sister doesn't fuck with you, and my brother's mother tried to call the police on you when you tried to go get him. In fact, she did call the police on you when you tried to go get him. I'm the only one you have access to. I'm the only one who will listen to you. I'm the only one who will call you dad. And you have the audacity to disown me. I knew something was fucked up when you told me I was a demon. You told me, looked me dead in my face, that I stood right there and shot at you from my front yard. Dad, I don't even have a gun. I'm not old enough to own a gun. And I know that, that's hard to believe because I'm your kid and that I don't have immediate access to a weapon. I know that's hard to believe since I'm the product of you, but I don't. People think I'm a bad person, a violent person, an abusive person because I'm your kid. I'll take aggressive. I'll take strong and extra, but I will not take violent because I'm not a violent person. I believe that there's ways of settling things if you can't talk them out. I believe that there are some people in the world who need to be punched in the face. I'm not violent. People look at me and they see you. They see your face. They see your attitude. They see your demeanor. They see all the people you've robbed, beat up, jacked, fucked over. And that's what they look at me as. They don't see the good in you. They don't see the basketball player. They don't see the hunter and the fisher. They don't see the good dad. They see the criminal. Every time I walk down the street, somebody knows who I am. I have your face, I have your name, and I have your reputation. By no fault of my own, because I have done nothing to make these people believe I'm this way. I've never fought at school, besides like a petty pushing match. The only time I got suspended was over bringing a knife to school. I've never hurt anyone like you have. Yet so many people think I have. You know, when people tell me about my mom, they tell me how much of a good person she is, how smart she is, how beautiful her voice is, how well she did in school, how much of a God-fearing woman she is. But when people tell me about you, Dad, they're like, oh yeah, you're Duke King's daughter. Your dad robbed me one time and then prayed for me after. That's what I've heard every day of my life. That you have beat somebody up, robbed them, jacked them, made them feel small, made them feel little. That's what I've heard my whole life. That's the reputation I carry around because I'm your fucking kid. You know what? And it'd be worse if I was a boy. This shows me how little you care. Because you allowed this to happen to me. You allowed your reputation to be projected on me because you didn't change anybody's mind. You didn't redirect anyone when they would say that. Your kid's gonna be just like you. No. Why is that something that you should be proud of? You hurt me, Dad. Hurt me so much. More than you can ever know or imagine because you're not here. And every time I try to talk to you about it, you throw God in my face. Or you throw family in my face. And you ignore that side of my family. You have been family to me. That side of my family stopped talking to me at one point because I was your kid. My grandmother looks at me like I'm the worst thing that ever happened to her. Because of you. My little cousins don't even know who I am because they keep me away from them. Because of you. Dad? You'd like to think that my mom turned me against you? But my mom has never told me anything bad about you ever in life. Ever. All the negative things I've heard about you have come from the streets. Have come from people walking up to me and like, oh yeah, you're Duke King's daughter. I know your dad. He beat me up that one time. That's all I heard about you for the first 10 years of my fucking life. It wasn't until I got older that besides my own knowledge, that I knew you were a great basketball player. That I knew you could backflip off of houses like a motherfucker. It wasn't until I was older and started asking questions. Because the stories they would tell me would be fucked up ones. And that's the only stories I would hear about you. It's how fucked up of a person my dad was. That's it. That's the only thing I ever heard about you, Dad. That's how fucked up you were. From my family, from your family, from people in the streets, people who don't even fucking know me, have never seen me before a day in my life, but they looked in my face, seen I was belonged to you, seen I was a product of you, and they're like, oh yeah, your dad is so-and-so. He beat me up that one time. He robbed me that one time. He jacked my car. He stole my money. He beat up somebody. He beat up my little brother or whatever. That's all I heard. That's all I've ever heard. That's all I've ever heard. My mom rides for you. My mom is loyal to you. She's your wife, and you treat her with so much disrespect. You treat me with so much disrespect. You know I have to deal with this, right? You know I have to deal with the shit you did. It comes back on me. All of it. All of it comes back on me. I get stopped by the police. They look in my face, see my last name, I'm going to jail automatically no matter what I did. Because I belong to you. Because I'm your kid. And there's no way in hell that the officer at my school should have arrested you before. And that's why she knows who I am. Because she looked in my face, was like, oh yeah, I know your dad. I brought him to jail one time. There's no way in fucking hell that should happen. I should not be identifiable to the police because of you. I should not. Because I've never done anything bad in my life. I've never fucking broken a law in my fucking life. Besides smoking weed. I'm a good kid. I'm a respectful kid. I love people. But you bring out the worst in me. You bring out the worst in me. The part of you that's in me is the worst of me. Nobody sees me for the good things I do. Unless they don't know you. If they know you, they see you. And I can't get away from that. I can't run from that. There's no escaping that. I could be living a totally different life right now if you just would have made better choices and would have been a better parent and a better husband and a better man who you weren't. You're letting this lady lie to you. And it's causing you to lose your family. You had the audacity to write my mother and disown me. You don't even have a reason to. I've stayed in the closet because of you. I've suppressed so many parts of my personality because of you. I hide so much of myself because of you. And you're not even on the streets. You're in jail and I still do it. I still do it. Because I'm scared of what people are going to say. You know what I say when people ask me if I talk to my dad? I say, no, my dad doesn't talk to me. Because you don't. I can't call you, sir. That's not how that works. If you want to talk to me, you'll call me. You'll write me. I haven't written you since I was a kid. You know that. So, you know if you want to talk to me, you should call me. And you haven't done that. If you had anything to say, if you feel some type of way, I'm an adult now. Speak to me like I'm an adult. Express yourself like you're an adult. Because you're 41 years old. I'm 19. You've lived on this earth a whole lot longer than I have. You've seen more shit than me. And yet somehow I'm more composed than you. Somehow I have more common sense than you. Somehow I'm more compassion and humility. But nobody sees that. They just see you. They just see the bad in me. Ever since I was a kid, they only see the bad in me. That's because of you. I'm literally scared of success because of you. Because one Google search and it's over with. You know how embarrassed I'm gonna be if people find the YouTube videos you posted? I'm sure I'm in one of them. There's been so many times I have had to agree with you on shit that's so wrong because I'm scared of getting hit, beat, yelled at, something. Because I can't defend myself against you. You'll beat the shit out of me. You'll beat the shit out of anybody. That's your thing. If you don't like what they have to say, you beat them up. If they want something you have, if you want something they have, you beat them up. And it's been like that for 41 fucking years. And you know what? You're innocent on one thing, but that one thing don't even matter because all the other fuck shit you did. The time you spending on this bullshit ass charge you got on is not because you did it, son. It's the karma you're facing. It's because you fucked over so many people in life. So many people. Yeah, it's down bad. They got you down bad on this whack ass charge. But you have wronged so many people. And this is your karma. I understand now. I didn't understand it when I was a kid. I didn't get it when I was a kid. But you got too many passes. You got too many passes. I don't know. I guess I'm just hurt. Guess I'm just tired of being looked at as a bad person because I'm the product of you. I'm never seen for my good. I'm only seen for my bad. And that's your fault. Yeah. It's your fault. Because I know I'm not the best person. I'm not a saint. I've hurt people. I've broken people's hearts. I've said rude things, unacceptable things. I've done unacceptable things. I've made countless mistakes. Done things that I'll regret for the rest of my life. But I can take accountability for those things, and if anybody ever calls me out on it, I will take accountability because I know I did it. And I know I was wrong. And I know that's not okay. But I don't believe you'll do the same. I don't believe that you have that mindset that you have to apologize for the wrongdoings you did. I don't believe you know that that's what you have to do. Or that's what you should do. I'll never say I'm the best person. But I can say I genuinely try to be a good person every day. Even if I fall short, I try to be a good person. I'm over being hurt because you're my dad. I'm over being looked at as a bad kid because you're my dad. I'm over being judged and profiled because you're my dad. Okay? And if you had the balls and the audacity to write my mother tell her I'm not your kid anymore, then so be it. I'm not your kid anymore. Yeah. I'm not your kid anymore.